Let's get straight to your China business because I'm actually curious. I know that UBS, you haven't really asked to increase your stake in the China securities business to 100%. We know that Goldman, we know that JP Morgan have already secured that 100% ownership. Does that give you space for a rethink of your position?
Well, we already in a 51% majority control. We were the first foreign to acquire a majority control back in November 2018. And we were very happy where we are. However, as you said, we are closely monitoring the policy and other further openings. So we have put into application to increase our stake to 67% already. And we're waiting for the final regulatory approval. I think going beyond that, we will continue to monitoring the situation, and we are enjoying our partnership with the Beijing municipal government over the UBS Securities JV, which has been a success. We, in fact, are celebrating the 15th anniversary this month for the opening of the UBS Securities in China.
What is the upside of that partnership that you're not really going 100% in for full ownership and you're just raising it to 67% stake?
Well, I think, in China, you take the things step by step. And so far, we've been doing our partnership with the Beijing municipal government, who holds a 33%. And in a good partnership where both sides bring in good things to the joint venture, we really enjoy that and wanting to make a UBS Securities even more successful for both partners. I think that's what we are doing. Going forward, as you said, we will continue to monitor the policy and certainly try to expand further our presence in China overall, certainly investment banking, which is what the UBS Securities focus on.
Okay, talking about monitoring policies, how are you watching the virus situation there? Because China, Hong Kong, they're insisting on a COVID-0 policy. How is UBS trying to mitigate that policy? And what's your impact basically on your business?
Well, I think, COVID impacts everyone ever since early 2020. We've been, broadly speaking, we've been taking a very vigilant attitude as a part of the group-wide policy. So we took care of all of our staff so far, touch wood, zero infection as far as the UBS group, 1,400 people in China operating are concerned. And on the other hand, I think the economy, certainly the consumption, for example, is getting further delayed due to this zero COVID policy. Otherwise, I think the online economy, the new economy, and beyond the kind of physical part of the economy, I think overall recovery is still happening. That's why you see a robust export growth from China. And this coming year or in 2022, we still forecast like a robust, relatively speaking, robust 10% growth in the export. And I think domestic consumption should reassume more as the COVID situation eases, maybe towards middle of this year.
So does that optimism reflect in your hiring plan for this year? Are you seeing the level of churn that was such a big story in the junior levels for most global banks last year?
Well, I think for our business, which is financial service business, talent and people are the key, right? So we always try to look out for new talents, not only to replenish our talent pool and the people we have, but also to make a strategic hires here and there. So overall, we're always looking out for right talent as we continue to focus on expanding our leadership position in investment banking, but at the same time, to expand our onshore wealth management and asset management business in China also for the group. So all three businesses are expanding in China. So naturally, we're going out there looking for more talents.
Can you give us some insight on the CSRC's consultation process for overseas listings? Does it place more of an onus on the big global banks, and what does that mean for your pipeline?
I think overall is a positive movement. It's very good progress, if I may say so. I think if you read, whatever is putting out in the consultation, it implies that there has been a fair amount of mutual understanding between the Chinese and US regulators, and for that matter, between the Chinese and overseas securities regulators, so that the Chinese companies should continue to be able to seek for overseas listing, including for US listing. And even the structure, so-called VIE, could potentially be back on the paper or back on the table for those Chinese companies which found VIE structure overall still more suitable for their future growth and business development. So we as a leading investment bank has been for years sponsoring numerous Chinese companies going for overseas listings we are very happy what is so far. And we're working very closely with our Chinese corporate clients, as well as the Chinese regulators in close consultation. And hopefully, as you mentioned, some of the business, once the consultation paper get finalized in late January, sorry, and then announced, I think we should see more overseas IPOs, not less, during the later part of this year.